friends, welcome back to Ball Homestead. My name is Beverly and I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to make some butter and some cheese. So let's get started. For our butter, we're going to put on our whisk on our KitchenAid and we're going to dump that luscious cream into there. We don't have a whole lot, but what little bit we have will turn to butter. So we're going to pour that in. Look at that thick cream. I'm going to scrape the inside of this jar every drop that I can get out. So I don't want any of that cream going to waste. I had to buy butter today and it was almost, I think about $3.30, $3.40 a thing, which ain't too bad, but I don't like to have to buy butter. And now we're just going to turn this KitchenAid on and let it do its job. All right, first we're going to get some citric acid and we are going to dissolve that into a quart or a cup of cool water, and we're going to pour that into our goat's milk. Then we're going to heat our goat's milk up to 88 degrees. A fourth of a teaspoon of citric acid. And it said to use a half a gallon, and that's exactly what we had after our disaster of a mess and everything yesterday. Now we're just going to stir that in. We're going to get our temperature up to 88 degrees. I'm just going to test the temperature and see where we're at. And we will go from there. That's Celsius. Okay, we're in a heavy cream on our butter here. It's almost done. Okay, finally. All right. We're getting close. We're almost to 80 degrees. 82, 83. You know, I think I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat. We're just going to turn that off. Then we're going to add our rennet. I just added about a quarter teaspoon of rennet. I'm sorry, I thought I was recording. I've got to be better about that. We're going to cover this and just let it set for about 30 minutes. All right, our butter is done. Turned almost completely into butter. There's a little bit of milk left, but we're going to wash this and get it all ready for the fridge. All I do is try to gather all the little clumps. Goat butter is white, so it doesn't look like traditional butter. And then I turn my water on cool and I just kind of wash it, squeeze as much of the way out of it. And now we're ready to salt. No more butter than I have here. This is ready. We're going to get a bowl and we're going to salt it. It's super easy to make once you get your cream separated. It's not a big deal. We're just going to salt it a little bit and mix it around. Okay, we're going to give it a little taste. I want to make sure it's salty enough. That's perfect. Perfect, perfect. And there is our pat of goat butter. Isn't that amazing? It is to me. I love making our own products here on the homestead. There's nothing more satisfying to me than doing those things. I'm just going to give these dishes a quick wash so that our sink's empty. I don't like to have a sink full of dirty dishes. I like things to be put away and neat. Baking, it's already getting that hard outer edge, and we will cut those curds in just a minute. You can see the way around the edges here. It's pretty amazing. We're going to get this in the fridge, and I'm going to cover this stuff while this is out. All right, now for cutting our curds. All you do, always just take a butter knife and go through and cut the curds. Well, those are nice curds there. Okay. All right, now we've strained our curds, and I've got a pot of water here, and we're heating it back up. I've never made it like this, but I thought we'd give it a try. It was supposed to be for goat's milk, so I thought this would be all right. So we're going to heat it up to about 140 degrees. I'm going to actually get some gloves on because this milk gets hot. Usually I do it in the microwave and heat it and then stretch it and heat it and stretch it. But this time I'm going to try this, and we're going to see how it works out for us. I seen this online doing a Google search, and I thought, you know what, why not? Let's give it a try. But I'm just going to get these gloves on so that I kind of protect my skin a little bit because that's kind of hot. And we're going to see what our temperature is at the moment. We're about 97, 98 degrees. So we're just going to let this warm up. And then we'll start stretching it. Because see, it's too crumbly right now to stretch it. So that's why we want to heat it up. So we're going to put it in there and let it heat up. It's heating up pretty quickly, so we're almost to 120 degrees. Well, we are. We're past 120. So we're getting there quickly. I'm just going to keep kind of flipping it so the cheese gets kind of hot through and through. We're going to heat and stretch this quite a few times before we salt it, because our salting is going to be our last step. Just going to pop that back in there. It's not quite hot enough yet, but it's getting there. We're getting there for sure. Okay. Looky there. We're getting a good stretch. Boy, this is smoking hot, y'all. I'm going to try to stretch it as far as we can. That's the key to making good mozzarella, is stretching it. Now we're going to put it back in there and heat it back up because it's starting to cool off. We want it to stretch really easy for us. Ooh, that is hot, hot. Looky there. I think we're going to go one more time and then we're going to salt it. I'm really liking this method. It really does a good job forming the stretch in there, and I like this recipe better than the others that I've tried with the goat's milk. It was quick and simple. All right, we're going to throw that back in there for one last stretch. And then we're going to salt it and get it in a container so that we can use this sometime in the near future. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off since this is our last one. Whew. Hot tamales, friends. Be sure and wear some kind of gloves. Oh, this is just beautiful. Look at that beautiful cheese. We're hardly getting a break in it. That's what we want. I'm going to do it one more time. This water's hot enough. And then we'll salt it and we will put it in a container. This kind of stuff makes me happy because this saves me money at the grocery store. Whew, hot tamales. When you first pull that cheese out of that hot water, whew, it's hot. But that, my friends, is what we want, a good big stretch. Now we can salt this cheese and get it ready for the fridge. We're just going to salt it and kind of work it in. Stretch it and work it. Which it's cooling off now, so it's not going to be, got to have as good of a stretch to it, but okay. Look at our beautiful ball of mozzarella. I'm so proud. We've got our first cheese and our first milk of the season. I'm excited, friends. This is the kind of stuff I live for. All right, friends, thank you for stopping back by our homestead. Please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, goodbye, friends. Look at our beautiful cheese.